Right. Before we dive headfirst into this royal drama soup, let me ask you something. Have you ever had that one family member who constantly tries to start beef at Sunday dinner? You know the type. They'll see two people having a perfectly normal conversation and somehow twist it into World War III? Well, congratulations, because that's basically what's happening to the royal family right now, except instead of Aunt Karen spreading gossip over roast beef, we've got royal reporters manufacturing riffs faster than a factory producing drama for Netflix. Welcome back to Royal Pancakes, where we flip the script on royal nonsense and serve it up with a side of brutal honesty. So here's a piping hot tea that's been scalding everyone's tongues lately. Apparently, King Charles and Prince William are at each other's throats like two customers fighting over the last reduced item at Tesco. But hold your horses, because this story has more layers than a trifle at a village fete. And trust me, some of those layers are absolutely rotten. Picture this absolute chaos. King Charles meet with Prince Harry for what, 5 minutes? Maybe 10 if we're being generous? And suddenly, the royal rumor mill starts churning harder than butter in a Victorian dairy. Within hours, we're getting reports that William is absolutely fuming about Daddy Dearest giving his prodigal son the time of day. It's like watching Chinese whispers, except instead of I like cats becoming I fight bats. We're getting Charles at tea with Harry transformed into the monarchy is collapsing and William's having a breakdown. The speed at which this alleged rift story spread would make wildfire jealous. 1 minute, everything's fine in royal land. The next minute we're being told that Charles and William can barely stand to be in the same room together. It's honestly more dramatic than EastEnders, and that's saying something because EastEnders make soap opera look like a documentary about paint drying. But here's where it gets absolutely delicious. Royal insiders, and I mean the real deal sources who actually know what they're talking about, have come out swinging like they're defending the crown jewels themselves. They've basically said, hold up, this is complete and utter nonsense. And honestly, good for them, because someone needs to call out this manufactured drama for what it is, pure, grade-A bovine excrement. Now, enter stage left, the legendary royal biographer Tina Brown, who's dropped more royal truth bombs than Guy Fawkes ever dreamed of. This woman has basically said that King Charles find Harry less irritating than William, and the reason? Brace yourself for this absolute zinger. Apparently, William's dedication to parenting makes Charles feel like his own fathering skills are being silently judged harder than a contestant on Strictly Come Dancing. Let me just unpack this psychological masterpiece for you. According to Brown's theory, every time William shows up being Father of the Year with George, Charlotte, and Louis, Charles internally cringes because it's like holding up a mirror to his own parenting during William and Harry's childhood. It's basically the royal equivalent of your youngest sibling becoming incredibly successful and making your parents realize they could have done better with you. Ouch! That's got to sting more than accidentally touching a nettle during a countryside walk. The implication here is absolutely savage, that Charles looks at William's hands-on parenting style and thinks, well, this is awkward because I was basically an absent father who was too busy talking to plants and campaigning for organic biscuits to properly raise my kids. It's like receiving a masterclass in parenting from your own son, which has got to be more uncomfortable than wearing a wool sweater in a sauna. But hold your royal horses, because the palace insiders have come out with responses sharper than the Queen's wit and more cutting than a ceremonial sword. These sources have basically said, nice try, but absolutely not. They are not having any of this manufactured drama nonsense, and they are shutting it down harder than a bouncer at an exclusive nightclub, according to these royal sources. And we're talking people who actually know what goes on behind those palace doors. The relationship between Charles and William is stronger than a cup of builder's tea and about as solid as a Tower of London. They've pointed out something absolutely crucial that everyone seems to be missing. There's clearly someone out there with a very specific agenda trying to create division where none exists. It's like someone playing royal chess, except they're moving pieces that don't want to be moved. One source told the Daily Mail, and I'm paraphrasing here because I don't want to get sued, but essentially they said, this is obvious nonsense designed to stir up trouble where there isn't any. They've made it crystal clear that Charles and William are not only getting along just fine, thank you very much, but they are also completely aligned in their vision for the future of the monarchy. It's like they are reading from the same hymn sheet, except instead of singing about Jesus, they are harmonizing about constitutional duty and public service. Now, here's where we need to zoom out and look at the bigger picture, because William and Charles's relationship has never been what you'd call smooth sailing. These two have been butting heads longer than rams in a field, and honestly, it's perfectly normal. They've clashed over everything from environmental policies to how to modernize a monarchy, which is basically like arguing about whether to renovate your house or knock it down and start fresh. The sources have been refreshingly honest about this. They've admitted that yes, there are occasional tensions because surprise, they are both incredibly driven individuals who care deeply about the same issues but have different approaches. It's like having two chefs in the same kitchen who both want to make the perfect meal but have completely different recipes. Someone's going to end up throwing flour around. But here's the crucial bit that everyone seems to be missing. Having different approaches doesn't mean they hate each other. It means they are both passionate about making things better, just in their own ways. Charles might be all about organic farming and talking to dolphins, while William's more focused on homelessness and air ambulances, but they are both trying to make the world a better place. It's like they are running toward the same finish line, but taking different routes. Let's address the elephant in the room. Or should I say, the two elephants having polite disagreement in the drawing room. These sources have been brutally honest about something most families can relate to, competitive tension between father and son. And honestly, this is more refreshing than a cold pint on a summer's day because it shows they're actually human beings. Think about it. You've got King Charles, who's waited literally his entire life to be monarch, finally getting his moment to shine. And then you've got Prince William, who's younger, more energetic, and arguably more popular with the public. That's got to create some interesting dynamics. It's like when your dad finally gets promoted to manager, but then you join the company and immediately become the employee of the month. Someone's going to feel a bit put out. But here's what makes this whole situation absolutely fascinating. They're both competing in the same arena but for the same team. They are not trying to destroy each other. They're both trying to be the best possible servant to the crown and the British people. It's like competitive siblings who argue about who can help their parents more effectively. The arguing might get heated, but the motivation is pure. And now, for the plot twist that's sweeter than a perfectly baked Victoria sponge, William has recently flown up to Scotland to spend time with his father at Balmoral. If there was really some massive rift between these two, do you honestly think William would voluntarily trap himself in the Scottish Highlands with a man he supposedly can't stand? That would be like choosing to go on holiday with your worst enemy, absolutely mental. Balmoral, for those who don't know, is basically the royal family's favorite retreat where they go to decompress, shoot things, and have awkward family conversations without the press breathing down their necks. It's where they can actually be themselves, which means if William's chosen to go there voluntarily, it's probably because he actually enjoys spending time with his dad. Shocking concept, I know. This Balmoral visit is basically the royal equivalent of saying, you know what? Despite all the nonsense being written about us, we're actually fine. Thanks very much. It's like posting a happy family photo on social media right after rumors of divorce, a not-so-subtle way of telling everyone to mind their own business. So what's actually going on here? Well, it's quite simple really. We're witnessing a masterclass in media manipulation meets genuine family dynamics. On one hand, you've got people trying to create drama where none exists, probably because Charles and William get along reasonably well despite occasional disagreements, doesn't sell newspapers or generate clicks. On the other hand, you've got a real father and son trying to navigate their relationship while also running a 1,000-year-old institution under constant public scrutiny. The truth is, their relationship is probably exactly what you'd expect from any father and son who work together, especially when that work involves being the public face of an entire nation. They are going to disagree sometimes. They are going to compete occasionally. And yes, they are probably going to get on each other's nerve from time to time. But fundamentally, they are family, and they are both committed to the same cause. What makes this story particularly interesting is how it reveals the machinery behind royal reporting. Someone, somewhere, has decided that creating division between Charles and William serve their purposes. Whether that's to sell more magazines, distract from other stories, or actually damage the monarchy is unclear, but the attempt is pretty obvious once you start looking for it. Here's what everyone seems to be missing in all this manufactured drama. Charles and William are actually doing exactly what they should be doing. They are both working their royal socks off, they are supporting each other when it matters, and they are keeping the monarchy relevant and functioning in the 21st century. That's not the behavior of two people who hate each other. That's the behavior of two people who understand their roles and take them seriously. The monarchy isn't a business where you can just quit if you don't like your boss or your colleagues. These people are stuck with each other for life, which means they've had to figure out how to make it work regardless of personal differences. And from all evidence, they have figured it out. They might not be best friends who text each other memes, but they are effective colleagues and, more importantly, they are family. The fact that they can have professional disagreements while maintaining personal respect is actually quite admirable. It shows maturity, professionalism, and a genuine commitment to putting the institution above personal ego. That's exactly what you want from your royal family. Not performative perfection, but genuine dedication to duty even when it's difficult. So there you have it, Royal Pancakes enthusiasts. The great Charles and William rift of 2024 turned out to be about as real as unicorns and as substantial as a paper crown. Sometimes the most interesting royal stories are the ones that reveal more about the media circus than they do about the actual royals. Thanks for watching, and remember, not everything that glitters in the press is royal gold.